Welcome to Songwriters at Play. Highlights from the live music showcases held all over the Central Coast. Just 2 days before his birthday, we paid tribute to Randall Lamb, a frequent performer on our showcases. Randall is a balladeer from Buellton who worked at UC Santa Barbara for almost 30 years. So it seemed appropriate to do a night of Randall songs in Santa Barbara. And of course, the best venue for that is SOhO, where we've presented tributes to Jackson Browne, Leonard Cohen, and Neil Young. This show was held on Tuesday, December 16, 2014, with Songwriters at Play host Steve Key kicking off the show, with a little help from guitarist Edward Tree.
We own the banks, we own the jails, we own the Congress, we're too big to fail. We own God, we own the news, we own most of everything, so go ahead and choose. Money talks, we can't lose. You pay the bills, you go the bail, we'll take the profits, we're too big to fail. We own the future, we own the past, we own the oil, yeah, we own the gas, we own the coal, we own the shale. You're fracking right, we're too big to fail. We own the train, we own the track, we own your house, you don't own jack. We make the loans, you pay the debt, we own the banks, lest you forget. You pay the bills, you go the bail. We'll take the profits, we're too big to fail. We'll take the profits, we're too big to fail.
Sometimes I wonder if I'm ever gonna see you again. Sometimes the thunder raises goosebumps on my skin. Yeah, I guess we're all full of surprises. Think about you now and then. Sometimes I wonder if I'm ever gonna see you again. Sometimes my feelings feel like laundry blowing in the wind, and they've been out there. Now it's time to fold them up and bring them in. Yeah, I guess we're all full of surprises. I think about you now and then. Sometimes I wonder if I'm ever gonna see you again. Yeah, I guess we're all full of surprises. I think about you now and then. Sometimes I wonder if I'm ever gonna see you again. Sometimes I wonder if I'm ever gonna see you again.
This song, it's kind of one of my theme songs, and Randall wrote it, and I'm really grateful for your friendship, Randall, and that's a fact. This song I've played in front of all kinds of people. I played it in front of Hells Angels and Hessian Motorcycle Club and Cub Scouts. Frankly, the Hessians and Hells Angels were more fun. Well, this is there's a stack of guitars back in that back room right back there, and so this counts for a lot of us folk singers out here. I'm a daydreamer, I'm an underachiever, and I'm a humdinger, and I'm a dead ringer for a folk singer. Buddy, that's nobody's heard my songs, nobody knows my name, but I don't care. I'm at peace with that. I got my walking shoes, got my walking hat, and I'm out here on the rusty side of the rainbow. I got chords and words to get me home. Started out with nothing, and I still got half. Worked it out one time and did the math. Now as I live my life, thoughts linger. I turn them into songs. Why? Because I'm a folk singer. Buddy, that's my claim. Nobody's heard my songs, nobody knows my name, but I don't care. I'm at peace with that. I got my walking shoes, got my walking hat, and I'm out here on the rusty side of the rainbow. I got chords and words to get me home. I got chords and words, I got chords and words, got chords and words to get me home. Got chords and words, I got chords and words, got chords and words to get me home. Sing along now. I got chords and words, I got chords and words, I got chords and words to get me home. Got chords and words, I got chords and words, I got chords and words to get me home. One more. I got chords and words, I got chords and words, I got chords and words to get me home. I'm real proud to be a part of this tonight. Randall, I love you, brother.
It's a pleasure to do another Randall night. I was on the first one 2 years ago. This is a song I did then. One of my favorites of his. There's a lot of great songs this guy's got, though. But this is a song about some guys that kind of took a wrong turn and didn't work out well for them. Three guys went down and robbed the Klondike bar. They got away, but they didn't get far. Hit the turn too fast, hit the brakes too slow. They hit a pole, there was no way to go. They hit a pole, there was no way to go. Two men dead by the side of the road. One man alive had nothing to show. The red lights flash and the deal's gone down. Money and blood scattered on the ground. Yeah, money and blood scattered on the ground. There was a time before they did what they'd done. Well, they was just some little mother's son. Yeah, once upon a time, little baby boys, rocking on the knee, mama's bundle of joy. Rocking on the knee, mama's bundle of joy. Now what went wrong put him on the run. Angry little man on the end of a gun. Well, I don't know, but I've been told you gotta reap just what you sow. Yeah, no matter where you come from or where you go, you gotta reap just what you sow. Three guys went down and robbed the Klondike bar. Yeah, they got away, but they didn't get far. Hit the turn too fast, hit the brakes too slow. They got away, there was no way to go. Yeah, they hit a pole, there was no way to go.
You just heard 4 songs by local writer Randall Lamb, performed during our tribute show last December 16th at SOhO in Santa Barbara. We began that set with Steve Key, followed by Edward Tree, then Steve Werner, and closing out with Ted Waterhouse. We'll be returning to SOhO on Tuesday, February 3rd, to celebrate the music of Carole King. Get all the details at songwritersatplay.com. After a short break, we've got more Randall Lamb songs, performed by Daniel Lauer, Bruce Goldish, Grover Anderson, and Paul Nelson with Ted Waterhouse on Songwriters at Play. Brought to you in part by Central Coast Music, celebrating 25 years in Morro Bay and still matching or beating online prices. And McPhee's Grill, serving great food paired with fine local wines for 19 years in beautiful Templeton. This week's Songwriters at Play radio show is brought to you in part by McPhee's Grill, serving Central Coast wine country for 19 years with great food and fine local wines and microbrews. Ian McPhee is famous for his fresh seasonal menus, Lunch is served Monday through Saturday, 11:30 to 2, and dinner starts nightly at 5 p.m. You'll find McPhee's Grill right across from the grain elevator at 416 South Main Street in beautiful downtown Templeton. Welcome back to Songwriters at Play. Sometimes when we do a tribute show covering the songs of a local writer like Randall Lamb, it never fails that someone asks, "Did Randall die?" No, we managed to do our tribute while Randall was still alive and well, in attendance, and proudly listening to others do his songs. At the end of the night, Randall got on stage at SOhO in Santa Barbara and showed us how his songs were originally played. But first, here's another set of covers, starting with Randall's friend, Daniel Lauer.
Lonely nights, lonely days, your sweet love so far away, away from here, away from pain, and haunting memories down beyond where you can see, out beyond the fence and trees, out beyond where I come from, out beyond the great beyond. Time and time, time again, I'm worried about the shape I'm in. Your sweet love so far away. Well, now come back now, don't stay away. Out beyond where you can see, out beyond the fence and trees, out beyond where I come from, out beyond the great beyond. Well, out beyond where you can see, out beyond the fence and trees, out beyond where I come from, out beyond the great beyond, out beyond can see, out beyond the fence and trees, out beyond where I come from, out beyond the great beyond.
Sometimes you roll with the punches, sometimes you let the pieces fall. Sometimes it doesn't seem, no matter what you do, makes no difference at all. Sometimes it's the little things that get you through. I should be back on my feet in a year or two. Love's gone bad and the bills are due. Running flat out of luck. Sitting here in a parking lot, watching the sun come up. I got a flat tire and I got no spare. Don't it always seem to go that way? Somehow I still feel hopeful at the sight of a brand new day. Sometimes you roll with the punches. Sometimes you let the pieces fall. Sometimes it doesn't seem, no matter what you do, makes no difference at all. Sometimes it's the little things that get you through. I should be back on my feet in a year or two. Love's gone bad and the bills are due. Running flat out of luck. Sitting here in a parking lot, watching the sun come up. I got a flat tire and I got no spare. Don't it always seem to go that way? Somehow I still feel hopeful at the sight of a brand new day. I never thought it'd come to this, but now here we are, sitting outside of a liquor store in a beat-up car. Sometimes you think of how it's been. Sometimes you wonder who you are. You've been down before, but never quite this far. There's always so many questions you don't want anybody to ask. You're troubled by your future and tormented by the past. Sometimes you roll with the punches. Sometimes you let the pieces fall. Sometimes it doesn't seem, no matter what you do, makes no difference at all. Sometimes it's the little things that gets you through. I should be back on my feet in a year or two.
Have you ever been face down on a barroom floor? Life has many angles to explore. Or found yourself crying in the rain. There are many different colors to paint. Now blue with a sadness deep inside. And red is a feeling you just can't hide. And black is darkness, dark as night. And if they all came together, you would be blinded by the light. Now I'm trying to be grateful for what I got. I take a certain comfort in what I am and what I'm not. But joy, that's a hard one to explain. Just hope you can find some. Hope you can find some. Just hope you can find some to get you through the pain. Thank you so much, Mr. Lamb. Congratulations.
Well, happy birthday, Randall. And thank you, Steve Key, for asking me to come up from the wilderness of Ventura County to here. So this song, just real quickly, I think Randall's first recording of it was the one I helped you, he came to me and he said, I want to record these songs. He had like 4 of them. And so actually I got him with Ted, my other good friend. We all lived in Santa Barbara at the time. And I realized this song was on that tape so many years ago. Can I say how many years ago it was? I think it was 40 years old or thereabouts. It was in the mid-70s. So, and during that time, just like now, Santa Barbara is subject to a lot of really massive and destructive fires. It's just the topography around here, right? So this song is about that.
In the shade of the jacaranda, on the hottest time of the day, a hot wind blowing down the barranca, dangerous when it blows that way. A crossfire burning on a high hilltop, Coyote Canyon, and it's burning towards town. When the wind got still and the flames died out, 250 houses burned down. Fire on the mountain, to the sea. For your life, grab your kids and your wife. It looked like hell to me. Well, it burned right down through Barker Pass, and it looks like it's gonna burn the whole damn town. And everybody's praying to heaven above, please don't let my house burn down. Oh, fire on the mountain, grab your kids and your wife. It looked like hell to me. right down to the place it burned before. And it's probably gonna burn that way again. And everybody's building in the very same place, with prices higher than they've ever been. Oh, fire on the mountain to the sea. Run for your life, grab your kids and your wife. It looked like hell to me. Oh, run for your life, grab your kid and your wife. It looked like hell to me. It looked like hell to me.
And that's how we said happy birthday to local songwriter Randall Lamb by covering his songs. You heard Daniel Lauer and Friends at the top of the set, followed by Santa Barbara's own Bruce Goldish, and then Grover Anderson, UCSB class of 2012. Closing out was Paul Nelson with Ted Waterhouse. They all played songs written by Buellton-based balladeer Randall Lamb last December 16th at SOhO in Santa Barbara, California. Have you heard about what a hit our new San Luis Obispo showcase is? Well, catch a free show at Bang the Drum Brewery every Monday night. Get on our mailing list at songwritersatplay.com, and we'll be sure to remind you. Coming up next, the piece de resistance, Randall Lamb songs performed by Randall himself. Next on Songwriters at Play. Looking for a way to surprise the musician or aspiring musician in your family? Let us count the ways you can do that at Central Coast Music.
1.
Have you thought about a Central Coast Music gift certificate to help your favorite musician get their favorite instrument repaired?
2.
How about vocal lessons? A treat for you and everyone's ears around you.
I'm in the mood for love.
It's all possible with everybody's favorite vocal coach, J.P. Maddox at Central Coast Music.
3.
Or surprise your up-and-coming voice contestant with a vocal lessons gift certificate.
I'm a fan of your work. I'm going to buy your record on iTunes.
Central Coast Music, Morro Bay's Business of the Year, and a cool place to hang out because the owner, Eddie Van Frawley, is just so darn cool. Hey, do we mention you can buy, sell, and swap at Central Coast Music? It's true. Welcome back to Songwriters at Play. Highlights from the live music showcases held all over the Central Coast. In 2012, we did a night of songs by local writer Randall Lamb in mid-December, right around his birthday. The show was packed with Randall's fans, family members, and even people who had no idea who the heck he was. So we decided to do it again on December 16th, 2014. At SOhO in Santa Barbara, California, the premier showcase venue for top talent. We had 18 musicians in the lineup, actually 19 when you include the birthday boy himself, Randall Lamb, who closed out the show and was the cherry on top of a truly great evening.
Well, you know, most of the shows I do are not like this. They're basically... The showcases I host in the San Luis Obispo area are free shows, and most of the performers come there and play 4 songs, and they're not getting paid, and they sometimes drive long distances. And so I have set this rather difficult task for myself of trying to recruit all these performers for 3-hour shows, and they tell me it's a long ways to drive to come to San Luis Obispo and just play 4 songs for you at one of your shows. I hear this quite often. I never hear it from Randall Lamb. He lives in Buellton. He drives up to San Luis Obispo many times. Sometimes our North County shows up in Paso Robles. He keeps showing up. And he keeps reminding me what an excellent songwriter he is. So he inspires me to want to do a show like this, where we all cover his songs and honor his excellent writing. And so I'm really happy to do this and to present the man himself, Mr. Randall Lamb.
I'm going to do one of those Axl Rose things and stay back there for about 2 hours, then come out drunk. First of all, I want to thank Steve Key for making this happen. And I'd like to thank each and every one of these performers. It's always humbling to hear people who are better than you do your songs, and each person was fabulous in their own way. And without Alan back here, none of us would even be here. I once heard Jackson Browne describe Russ Kunkel as the Obi-Wan Kenobi of drums. That's Alan on sound. One thing that threw me off is all those people, they screwed it up, they played all those songs in time. I don't know if I'll see the light. I just hope I make it through the night, singing my songs of freedom. Life's a struggle everywhere you go. It comes fast, it comes slow. Sometimes it helps you struggle though, singing your songs of freedom. Freedom from and freedom to, every color, not just red, white, and blue. Make it just and keep it true, singing your songs of freedom. There's the freedom that money can buy, there's the freedom that money denies. You got rights no matter what your wealth or size, so keep singing your songs of freedom. I'm out here on a sea of hope, rowing in a leaky boat, thinking about the songs I wrote, singing my songs of freedom. Freedom blowing on the wind, around the world and back again. Build a wall, it still gets in. You keep singing your songs of freedom. Through the coastal mountains of the Santa Ynez, up through the sycamore trees, oak-covered hills, rugged and rocky, they roll to the river below. This is the home to the red-tailed hawk, the buzzard and the coyote, and up from the river by a cottonwood tree, where I live with my family. We're on the north side of the coastal range, not far from the western gate. That's where the ancient Chumash souls would depart to their eternal fate. This land was sacred for thousands of years. Now it seems like the whole thing's for sale. But there was a time here for 10,000 years. Only the Chumash walked the trail. And the Padres came with their mission bells. They brought heaven and hell. They brought Jesus nailed on a cross. The Chumash didn't fare too well. Then the Mexicans came. Then the prospectors came. Everybody came after that. Wave after wave after wave after wave, until we got what we got. The Chumash Casino and the Cowboys drive truck. Money rules the land. The hillside store and the grapes of wrath. Money rules the land. Live here today by a cottonwood tree, part of a long history. Sometimes I think about how it is compared to how it used to be. Through the coastal mountains of the Santa Ynez, up through the sycamore trees, oak-covered hills, rugged and rocky, they roll to the river below. They roll to the river. They roll to the river below. You know, this feels a little bit like Queen for a Day, and I want to know where my washer and dryer is. So one night I was playing down at Arturo Teo's gallery, and I played that song that Susan Marie Reeves sang about I Like How I Feel, which I wrote on the way home from my friend Bob Isaacson's ranch. I later played that song at Bob's memorial. Then I played it down at Arturo's gallery, and after I finished my song, Arturo came up to me and he had a painting for me that he'd painted on my friend's ranch. And so, you know, I kind of felt like I owed him a song or something. I mean, it was a very wonderful thing. So this is called A Painting for a Song. Artist Arturo Teo gave me a painting for a song, a generous gift that doesn't often come along. It's of a place I've often been, inside the frame. It takes me back again, and I'm again among the oaks and the grassy hills. You can feel the wild wind blow, and the cattle graze, and the big birds fly, and the clouds and fog skate across the sky. It was a generous gift that he gave to me. He felt something that we both could see. It was a common thread, and a common friend, and a common love, and a song that never ends. And I'm again among the oaks and the grassy hills, where you can feel the wild wind blow, and the changing light shadows everything you know. High on a hill, you can feel the wild wind blow. This verse is from my friend Bob, from my good friend Pat Milliken, Kenny Edwards. There's a whole slew of people if you get old enough. I miss my friends who passed away, and I love the ones who are here today. It's a funny thing, you never know if the sun will shine, if the wild wind will blow. And I'm again among the oaks and the grassy hills, where you can feel the wild wind blow. It's all there inside the frame. Down in the corner is Arturo's name. And I'm again among the oaks and the grassy hills, where you can feel the wild wind blow, and the cattle graze, and the big birds fly, and the clouds and fog skate across the sky. Big birds fly, and the clouds and fog skate across the sky. Thank you. Well, since I'm playing songs for people who are gone, for people who are here, here's another one I'm going to play, which is kind of not really as sad as it sounds on paper. It's a song I wrote for my parents, actually. It's called Not Riding in a Hearse. Might be a good one to end on, actually. We went out to the desert north of Las Vegas to spread my parents' ashes. My dad had been in a box at the end of the couch for about 12 years while my mother was waiting to die. It was like Fellini meets Wes Anderson meets the Coen brothers. I didn't know it could get that dark in the desert in the daytime. Drinking brandy with morning coffee, beer throughout the day. My dad had his own technique for living life his way. 30 years in a factory, 4 kids and a wife. He You make mistakes and you take the breaks and you try to live your life. Here we are today, for better or for worse. They're blowing across the desert floor. They're not riding in a hearse. They're not riding in a hearse. Putting food on the table, 20 on a pony's nose. We had what we needed. They did their best, I suppose. My mother's out there with him, blowing in the wind, beyond desire in the valley of fire, free from judgment and from sin. Here we are today, for better or for worse. She's blown across the desert floor. She's not riding in a hearse. She's not riding in a hearse. I look at that desert and I feel the wind blow. I see the clouds and I laugh out loud, and I wonder if they know. Here we are today, for better or for worse. Blown across the desert floor. They're not riding in a hearse. They're not riding in a hearse.
That's Randall Lamb getting an enthusiastic encore to close out our special concert in tribute to Randall's songs. This show was held on December 16, 2014 at SOhO in Santa Barbara, California. This Songwriters at Play radio show was produced and voiced by Cliff Stepp, with script and talent booking by Steve Key, live sound by Alan Brown. Check out our calendar at songwritersatplay.com for details on upcoming shows. Our theme song is by Matthew White of Ballistic Cats. Thanks to Pepper Daniels and everybody at the Crush 92.5, the perfect blend. Hey, tell your friends to listen to Songwriters at Play every Monday at 6 p.m. and Fridays at 1 p.m. on the Crush. Listen to past shows at songwritersatplay.com, on iTunes, with the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
This is show number 166.